Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again today, people. Today we're here for Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger episode 40, and this is a Joe-centric episode. This is the episode where he finally gets his champion, attack. It was really cool. It was a big old punchy, but yeah, this episode was cool. Basically this episode kind of filler-ish, but throwing in some main line plot stuff going on, some mainline plot things going on, like in the background and things like that. And we see that the killer robos have basically been like upgraded and have something put inside of them that has them use a certain kind of like destructive energy and things like that, and seeing what the bad guys are doing like in the background and things like that. And our monster of the week was kind of not really a destructive anything monster, kind of like a wacky monster made to embarrass people. Like it was like a scale. He was a scale. He was like, I give him a scale, tell you how much you weigh and things like that. And whenever he used his power on someone, it will basically show the number of times they basically did something kind of like embarrassing or something that I'm kind of proud of. And some of them are actually pretty wacky, especially the ones he was doing on like regular people. Like one of them was like he did it on this girl, and they were him, like the girl and her boyfriend, I guess, were like lashed together, and it said, and it was like, this is the number of the current guy she's dating, and it was like 4. And then the dude was like, what does he mean by that? And he's like, she's like, well, I was like, that was foul. That was foul for you to just call her out like that. You snitching. But hey, man, I guess bro kind of dodged the bullet. And the other one was like a 24, where dude was like, this is how many times you failed a job interview. And the dude was like, it's not me, man, it's the country, it's not my fault. And another one was like, hey, this is how many toilet papers you used. And it said like 1.2 million. I was like, yo, man, check your diet, bro. You need to go, you need to go see Doc. And apparently you must be spending a lot of money on freaking toilet paper if you use that much. They must know you by name when you go in the store. But yeah, this episode basically introduced like this kid. His name is Izuki, and Izuki wanted to be like a hero. He kind of like a really big fanboy of the Boonboomger, and at first he wanted to like be a student of Sashido. Sashido was like, nah, I'm not doing that. And then he ends up following Joe around and seeing everything Joe does on a day-to-day, because he wants to be a hero like Joe. So he sees what Joe does on his day-to-day when he's not being a Boonboomger. He's being a police officer, and he's doing all these things around the city, like helping people, capturing bad guys, helping old ladies get home, stuff like that. And Izuki's like, you're not being a hero. You can't be like, this is just regular cop stuff. Like, where's the secret missions, the top secret information, the giant monster battles? He's like, and then like Mira's like, we don't fight monsters every day, it's like, it's just, I mean, hey, we'll fight monsters every day. It's just kind of like a once in a thing. And this kid is basically, Izuki's kind of like, for some reason he just appears out of nowhere. Like, we don't know where this kid came from. We don't even see his parents or anything. He just popped up. I was like, it was creepy. Like, he just popped up out of nowhere. We found out that he's not big on making mistakes, because last time he made a mistake, someone got hurt. His little brother got hurt when they were at the park and stuff like that. And little bro's still okay, but still. And he feels like that, hey, if you want to be a hero, that you can't make mistakes, man. Heroes have to be perfect. And it took Joe and the rest of the Boonboomger to teach him that, mostly Joe, that your mistakes don't define who you are. You can learn from your mistakes and things like that. And he basically, when the monster is using its power on him, it's basically doing all kinds of embarrassing things that Joe has been through in his life. And the more and more basically, the more and more numbers and whatever it does, the more and more it weighs him down. But we see that Joe, he's the strength guy in the group, so he ends up breaking through all of that stuff like that. And he basically gives this big old speech talking about like how you learn from your mistakes, and your mistakes don't define who you are. And it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to be wrong sometimes, and things like that. And then that's when we get into our big old fight where they end up fighting the monster. And that's when the rest of the team pops up and they help fight the monster and stuff like that, and we ended up defeating the monster. But I did like the gimmick in this episode too, where they were like, he had like a bunch of scales around the city while they're doing the mech fight, and it was just funny. It was just a little funny gimmick that they had going on. They ended up defeating him, and we see like in the background that Naito is showing. That's my phone. Naito is showing Spender about how the robos, how they like made the robos and stuff stronger and stuff like that. And Spender is like, I'm gonna like this. I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. One day the earth is gonna be full of screams, but that's basically like the main plot of the episode. A lot of other things went on with the whole Taya talking with Sakito about how Spender basically told him that that Spender basically bought the BBG now, and now the BBG is in the Hashirian hands and stuff like that. BMD basically says that, well, let me get in contact with my cleaner friends, my cleaner partners in space, because we know that when BMD came and got Sakito, there were other people with him. He basically had a crew. Like, he had a crew with him. There were other people with him, and we never really got to see what those guys looked like. We just saw like silhouettes of them. So maybe they're doing a thing where we'll end up meeting, the rest of Sakito and BM Diesel's crew and whatnot. So they kind of leave that there, because it's Taya and Boondadio's dream to be in the BBG and win the BBG and stuff like that. Yeah, but also we see that while they're helping the kid and things like that, we see that our main three idiots are kind of like just trying to get on Spender's like good side. They're having like daydreams and stuff about him and things like that. They're not really a big old factor in this episode. Like, they're not really doing it. They don't really do anything. They really just make the monster for the episode, But other than that, this episode was fun. It felt more really just like a filler-ish kind of episode, but still furthering like the plot and things like that. Sashiro seems like he's got something going on too. We see him on the phone in the beginning of the episode. Doesn't show him talking to anybody or anything like that, but at the same time, we know that when Sashiro's on the phone and when he's secluded and he's on the phone, something's going on. So that's most likely foreshadowing to some other things that are going to happen. Maybe old girl is still alive or whatever, or maybe she calls him up and tells him where she is and stuff like that. Maybe the girl in the window was a stare. Yeah, like maybe she's still alive out there somewhere, who knows. But other than that, Sashiro does kind of rail on Boondadio about like, you're walking around outside, stuff like that, like, even though Wild Spender is here. And Boondadio has said multiple times that, hey, I'm not running from Spender anymore. Like, I've decided that we gonna fight. So no running, no hiding. And they basically the team is out for their mental health day, because so much BS has been happening that they're out for their little mental health day, and they're out like going to cons and stuff like that, just having fun as friends. But yeah, this episode was cool, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next episode. Next episode seems like gonna be like another fillerish maybe, but it's like a soccer kind of themed episode, and we're gonna see Gemba and Sakito get into it again, and I love it when these two get into it. But yeah, man, this episode was cool. You guys let me know down comment section down below what you guys thought about this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As remember, as I always say, guys, stay henshin.